All right, so we're going to talk about something which is so important. It's one of the pieces you have to put in 2025. It's reviews. It's reviews. Steve Riegel, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic, sir. How you been?
I'm doing well, Steve. Nice to see you again.
I'm trying
So,
to
Steve,
get
I'm
my
going to
feet
talk
wet
to
with
you for a
research.
second because I know you really well and I know you'll give me an honest answer. Yeah?
Yep, definitely.
Steve, when you travel, do you guys use Yelp to pick restaurants?
Yes,
Do you do a bunch of research on a restaurant or do you just trust the 500 five-star reviews?
we don't do a lot of research, but if we do run into one that says that it isn't worthy, that we will skip it.
Did you guys hear that? And in today's world, not worthy means this Italian restaurant has 4.1 stars. This Italian restaurant has 4.4. We're going to the 4.4. So I understand, Steve, that I'm in New Hampshire and we are just flying through things. I have three cars to ship to Florida. One is a 1932 Ford Model A that's been in the family for 95 years.
Right.
We're giving it to my son to take care of it.
Nice.
I have to ship that. So I went to Google and said best car shipping companies from New Hampshire to Florida. And it showed me the top five. And I got to number one. It had 500 plus, 4.9 reviews. The latest one said, fantastic customer service. I researched, couldn't find a better. I go to the second Google. They came up number one again, something reviews. So I just filled out the application and they got $4,700 of mine to ship a 1932 Model A brand new Honda Odyssey I have, and a pickup truck. They made $4,700 on me because their reviews were the best. I did zero research. You see why I'm talking about reviews, guys?
Yes.
This is how the world judges us. They don't go to your Google page, to your website, and do research. We like crowdsourcing. We like the fact that 300 other people said they loved working with you, Allie, and gave you 5 stars is not enough. And that's all they need. When my wife and I go to Keene, New Hampshire, which, again, we're in this beautiful small town. Steve, you ever been to a small town?
Yes, very, very much.
This one is so small, the post office is in the living room of somebody's house.
Okay.
My father-in-law was born 100 feet away from this house 92 and a half years ago.
Wow.
They don't move very much. The nearest town is 20 miles. So when we go into Keene, my wife says, hey, you want to go out for dinner? Sure. I go to Yelp. Here are the 12 restaurants. How's that one? 4.8, 500 reviews. Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
And guys, this is how they're choosing us. The good news is, are we in complete control of how many reviews we get? The answer is yes. Are we in complete control of how many stars we get? 95 times out of 100, the answer is yes. Please understand, Gonzalo, that you are in charge of your reviews. You're in charge of the stars. And if we don't take control in 2025, the people that are looking for a real estate agent, they'll pick somebody else who's not as qualified. And Gonzalo is one of the greatest agents in Florida. Gonzalo, how long have you been doing real estate? He doesn't even know. Look, he's talking to his Apple Watch. He doesn't know he has to be that far away, but he thinks he's on Batman. How long have
Yes.
you been in real estate, Gonzalo?
19 years.
There's nobody more qualified than this guy. Except Gonzalo, how many reviews do you have on Zillow?
I have like 20 to 23, I think.
Yeah, and there are agents who've been in real estate for a year who have more than you. So according to Florida, you're not as qualified because when I look at you, you can take us off. Yeah, put some you, please. When I look at Gonzalo and I see 24 reviews and 19 years in real estate, Bianca, what does that tell me about Gonzalo? Bianca, what does that say? We can't hear you.
Yeah, let me admit, it means he doesn't get the reviews just like me. Yikes.
So maybe I shouldn't use him because only 24 people in 19 years said to use him.
Well, if you're going by today's technology, yes, you're right.
No, no offense meant, Bianca, but we are in today's
I
technology.
know.
And see, I thank you for bringing it up because a lot of you are like, I don't want to hear about this. I don't want to look at reviews. I don't want to talk about it. I'd rather pretend they'll hire me because I'm so great at real estate. They don't hire us because we're great at real estate. They hire us because other people said 5-star review multiple times. And the more reviews you have and the more 5 stars, the more our buying and selling public says you have value. And all that crap we have on our website, which is important, is only read after they choose you. So getting 5-star reviews is crucial for real estate agents looking to build a reputation to attract new clients. Everybody agree?
Mhm.
Here are the 10 ways that Watson Powers wants you to look at your reviews. Justin, can we put up number 1? You got to deliver exceptional service from day one. Nobody's giving us a 5-star review if they're not happy with you. I can't stress this enough. You can't give B-grade service and at the end, well, let's go to Allie. Allie, you ever been on a cruise?
Yeah.
You ever notice that the first day the towels are real pretty? And then they kind of, the animal towels they make aren't so great, but they get better as the 5-day cruise goes on. And on the 5th day, when it's tip day, I got a whole zoo on my bed.
Yeah. Like the monkey and
Oh yeah, I got everything.
yeah.
They gave great service the last couple of days because it's tip day and good service the rest. You got to start on day 1. So let's stick with Allie for a moment because I like her a lot. Allie, what's the number 1 complaint of all of our clients about the real estate industry as a whole? What's the biggest complaint?
Communication.
Did you guys hear that? See why I like her? So we have to communicate. So write this down. Deliver exceptional service from day 1. You need to call them 3 times in the first week, husband and wife separately. You got to build that trust bank, guys. Then after that, every Thursday, we recommend you call your sellers and your pending buyers to give them a full update. The biggest complaint of agents across the board has always been lack of communication. For a variety of reasons, we're not getting into it, but it's a simple one to overcome. When the house goes under contract, is there a lot of calls and communication to happen during that week of pending? Call them 3 times again, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Hi, Betty. Hi, Bob. Here's your own personal update. What's happening? Don't leave them in the dark. If you want a 5-star review, you better provide 5-star service. Not at the end, where you try to save it. Now, you need to call them every week till closing, and then call them once, 7, and 30 days after closing. Because some of the reviews aren't going to happen for 7 to 14 days after closing. And if you had your assistant do all the paperwork and your assistant close, and you don't call them after the closing, well, let's go to Adam Bartholomew. Adam, how does a seller feel about you if they didn't hear from you for 2 weeks after the closing? Can't hear you, Adam. You got to unmute.
They'll forget about you or either praise the assistant one.
Yeah. So understand, guys, you're not going to get a 5-star if you're trying to save it. You either are a Ferrari or you're a Ferrari you want to be. And nobody takes a Pontiac and says it's a Ferrari. You want Ferrari 5-star reviews? Be a Ferrari the whole transaction. Number 2, could you put it up? Ask at the right time. Timing is the key. Timing is the key, guys. Now, except for Zillow, they can leave you a review most of the time throughout the transaction. Zillow, in most cases, requires for the transaction to be over for you to get a review from them. But during the transaction, they can give you a review. So let's go back to Steve. Steve, how old are you, honestly?
62.
Nice. So, Steve, you remember that group Meatloaf?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello.
Paradise by the Dashboard Lights. Remember that song?
I love it.
about two 17-year-olds in the back seat. And she says, will you love me forever? Can I think on it? She says, will you love me forever? Can I think on it? Because he wanted to fool around. And now he's praying for the end of time because evidently knocked her up. So there is a point during the transaction where there is a paradise by the dashboard lights moment where they say, Steve, I can't thank you enough. We can't believe how smooth you made this for us, Steve. Thank you for making this so easy. All our neighbors are jealous. That's when you ask for the review. You don't wait till it closes and she finds out that her husband's been using the equity line and they're not getting 100,000, they're only getting 62 and she's pissed off. When they're in that paradise by the dashboard lights moment, guys, that's why I make the joke. When they want to name a baby after you, you ask for the review. Don't wait till it closes. Now with Zillow, you have to wait till it closes, but we look at wonderful Beth Sheeran out of Tennessee. Beth is probably one of the best agents in North America for working with buyers. Not that she can't do sellers. I can't imagine any buyers ever unhappy with you. Is that a fair statement, Beth?
If there were, they didn't tell me.
So Beth, when somebody is wanting to name a baby after you and say, oh my God, we're going to make a new family. We're going to name the first baby Beth. That's when you ask for that review. Don't wait for that moment to drag on for 4 more weeks till closing. You have to ask for it then. Timing is the key. Now, Beth, do you see can you put it back up there for us there, Justin? Hello, Justin. There we are. What's the bonus point? And I made it a big bonus point, Beth.
I believe it's only ask amiables and expressives for reviews because drivers don't care and analyticals are afraid of making a mistake.
And the analyticals will never give you a 5-star review because nothing is perfect to an analytical. Trust me, I'm married to one. It's a 3.2-star review for me every day. Okay? And I mean that. Sydney knows my wife. My wife is in charge, and I'm lucky to get a 3.2 every day. Analyticals don't like to give reviews. They don't like confrontation. The good news is opposites attract. Yeah, you're right. Luxury clients won't, and we're going to talk about them, Mitch, okay? Drivers generally won't because they'll say they do it, but they don't really care. They hired you, you did the job, move on. Oh yeah, I'll give you a 5-star review, and they won't do it. But the good news is drivers generally marry amiables. And if you talk to both spouses, both partners throughout the transaction, they both love you. Back to what Allie said, communication. If they both love you, then you get the amiable or the expressive to give you the review. Put up number 3. Would you rate, Justin? Make it easy for the clients. Streamline, given direct links. This requires a little work on your part. But I need to text you a direct link so when Beth Sheeran clicks on it, it has 5 stars for Google. Beth, I just sent you a link. Did you get it? Say yes. Could you click on it, Beth? Does it say 5 stars right there? All right, hit the 5 stars. Now, Beth, being amiable, I could use your help. Could you be kind enough to, in writing, put what you just said so we can meet other families like you so we can help them buy a new house? Let me tell you, any more than one step, you're making it hard for them to do it. The rule of thumb is on 1 step, 70% will do it. 2 steps, it'll cut by 50%. 3 steps, you're getting nothing. I coached a wonderful gentleman named John Ames. And Johnny, I had this call about 5 years ago, and it's changed a lot since then. And I said, Johnny, could you describe to the group here how you do your reviews? Oh, it's simple. We send an email, then all they have to do is click on the link. Then they type in the Ames team. Once they go to the Ames teams, it says right here, they go to do this 5-star. He had 5 steps before they got to do a review. Every step cuts it in half, guys. 3 steps means they don't do it. You must have the link to all your reviews on email and text. So you can send it to them while you're talking. They click on it. It's the 5 stars. Sydney, does it show 5 vacant stars on your screen? Sydney, when you,
Yes,
if I texted it to you, does it show 5 stars on your screen?
yes,
Click on the 5 stars.
yes.
Okay, and then I tell them how easy it is to do it. Then I hang up. You've got to make it simple. The reason why Amazon is rich, they own the one-click shopping,
Mhm.
not 2-click. Everybody else. The reason why you can't beat Amazon is Amazon owns the algorithm for one-click shopping. And that's why Walmart can't break in, because they have 2-click shopping. 2-click, 50% gone. People like 1-click. Make it 1-click.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
When you say send the 5-star review, are you saying that's a link that's already pre-set to 5 stars, or what do you mean
No,
by
if you go to like Google and you want to leave a review, it has the 5 vacant stars and you can pick 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
When I click you my Google link to text, it shows up with 5 vacant stars. It says, Ray, does it have 5 stars? Click on the 5th star. Now I got a 5-star review.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
But what I can't do is go to Google, type in reviews, type in my name, scroll, you lost them.
Mhm.
One-stop shopping. Everyone have some fun here for 60 seconds. Everybody go to Zillow.com. Go for agent search and type in your name. And look at the reviews you have and the number of stars. Are you happy with what you got? Because this is how the world judges us, guys. This is what the world does. See, Tim Laidler out at a wonderful Vancouver, Canada, when somebody refers to Tim, says, you should hire my agent, Tim Laidler, they look you up on the internet, type in your name, look at your reviews, look at your stars, and they decide if they're going to call you based on that, Tim. Isn't that a sad state? Because you're one of the most experienced agents in North America. And people won't choose you if you don't have it. But there's a lot of young studs and young gals that are 30 years old, been in real estate for 2 years, who have more reviews than us, that have more stars than us, and the world says they're better than you because they don't do research. So, Tara, could you take us off mute for a second? Oh, good. Michael Guerrero, thank you for being honest. He has one review. It's from his mom. So if anybody was referred Michael Guerrero, thank you, Michael, for doing that. And I looked up Michael Guerrero, and I only saw his only review was his mom, but I work with Michael. Anybody? Would you work with Michael because his mom loves him? Mom probably gave him a certificate for dance and told me he was a dance star. So understand, Michael, you'd be better not to have any reviews because that one review basically says you're a POS. So Tara, are you here? Are you available to talk? She's probably taping it. I had a great call with her and Brian earlier. Brian Burnett, the Brian Burnett team has wonderful reviews. But according to Zillow, hi Tara, how are you?
Hey, it's me, Brian.
Hey Brian, how are you? Look at that great group. So Brian, we had a great conversation. I said, Brian, can I call you out on something? And here's why I like coaching Brian. Being coachable means you can take criticism because they're trying to help. And Brian, according to Zillow, how many houses has your team sold?
32.
No, in total.
Oh, like 1,500.
It says right there, 1152. The
Okay.
Brian Burnett team has 1,152 sales. But how many sales in the last 12 months according to Zillow?
30 something.
32. How many people you got on your team, Brian?
We have 10.
Anybody know what 32 divided by 10 is?
Well, that's only 3.
Wow. I'm really interested in hiring a team that averages one sale every 4 months per person. So we
Yeah,
talked to
okay.
Ryan earlier today about you need to fix that 32. That's a clerical issue
Yep.
because the world will judge you on this. And don't think they don't, guys. This is how we're judged, yeah? We don't get to interact. People get to look at us. And we're in total control of this, aren't we, Brian?
Yep.
We're going to fix that, aren't we?
Yeah, we'll fix it today.
Number 4, could you pop up number 4, please there, great Justin? Personalize your request. Guys, I'm going to tell you this. It is hard to get these reviews, and be grateful it is. Because if it's hard, it means most of our competition won't do it. This is a belly-to-belly business. If you email and ask for reviews, you'll get some. But you can't control how many stars you get or what they say. And since we know these are the most important things, and I can't tell you enough, my wife and I, over the next 4 months, will drop $50,000 of services. I need to hire a painter, a mover, and it's all going to be on reviews and stars. So I'm going to spend $50,000 in this little tiny ass town where the living room is the post office based on reviews and stars. And that's a lot of money, yeah? So personalize your requests. You do it by the phone. While you're talking to somebody, Andrea, and they're in that meatloaf moment, oh my God, Andrea, I can't believe you saw my house. My husband and I, we slept for good for the first time in 4 months because of you. We don't know how ever to thank you. Yeah, I do. Steve, expressive. Can I ask you to do something so the world can see what you're doing? Sure, Steve. If we sent you a link to Google, would you be willing to give a 5-star review? And then when people see what you wrote, they're going to want to work with us because of you. When people look at your review, Steve, expressive, they're going to want to work with us because of you. Could I send you that? Sure. I just sent it. Did you get it? Yes. Do you see 5 stars? Yeah.
Already filled it out.
Look on it. Click on the 5 stars. All right, Steve. I'm going to hang up now. You write 3 or 4 sentences. Can't wait to look at what you write later. Check it an hour, and when the world sees what you wrote, oh, they're going to want to work with us because of you.
You know, the funny thing
Is that a lot of expressive language, guys?
the funny thing is
Whoever doesn't have us on mute, if you would do it, I'd appreciate it. Make
have
it
an
personal.
Airbnb, and Airbnb goes,
Okay, make it personal. Amiables. Could I ask your help? If we were to send you click a link for a 5-star review, could you find some time to do it? Oh, sure. Oh, that means so much for me. Here, I just sent you the link. Could you see, did it open? Oh, thank God. Do you see the 5-star? Click on it. Make sure that's working. Okay. So would you be able to write 3 or 4 lines, and when other families are reading what you wrote because of your kind words, they're going to want to work with us, and we can give them that same level of service. Do you think you'd be able to do that today? Oh, that means so much, Betty. Betty, I know you're so busy. Thanks for doing this. After I help this next family, I'm going to check back this afternoon to look at the review. Thank you so much for doing it. It means so much to me and my family. What can we do for you? You know, I'm doing trust falls. I'm drinking chamomile tea. I'm driving a Subaru. Honest to God. Personalize the request, guys. It'll guarantee you get it. Did you notice that I'm asking them to do it right now? And for those of you who are listening, I'll check it in an hour. It takes an hour for it to pop up. Not, I'll check it later. I gave them a timestamp. Number 5, could you put that up, please? Follow up without being pushy. See, Ray, you're going to say you're going to do it, and you're slightly analytical, so I wouldn't ask you for it, but your wonderful wife I would, because not only do I like her better than you, she can bake the shit out of cookies. So if you guys ever want the world's greatest cookies, his wife owned a bakery, or still does. She sent them to Watson Powers. Our world headquarters is at Gordon's office, so Gordon told me how great the cookies was. I never got one. So, but I would ask Christina for a cookie. I would ask her for a review. I said I'd follow up in an hour. They haven't done it yet. So I text Christina, wasn't able to check the Google review. We'll check it tonight when I'm done with my last appointment at 5. Can't wait to read it. Thanks for your help. I just gave them more time to do it, didn't I? Then, of course, at 5, they didn't do it. I check at 7. Christina, my apologies. Running crazy with customers. Wasn't able to check Google. We'll do it tonight or tomorrow morning. Thanks again. Can't wait to read it. Am I giving her multiple times to pick it up without making her look bad? What you can't do is text, where the F is it? Now, let me tell you, 8 out of 10 will give you a review and 2 won't. And don't ask again. And that's okay. There are a variety of people who won't give reviews, and don't push hard for it. Ask, be polite, move on. Let's go to number 6. There are people who say, every 5-star review I get, I will give you a $25 gift card to Starbucks, which I like and don't like at the same time, but it's fine. However, not all states allow you to do this, and not all platforms. Some of the platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Zillow, Yelp, TikTok, LinkedIn, Realtor.com, Google, all of these places you have to have reviews. Some of them, if you incentivize a 5-star review, they'll ban you from the site. So you got to be careful on that. Now, I just said something interesting. Realtor.com, Google, Yelp, Zillow, LinkedIn, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. That's 8 places you have to get reviews. This is an ongoing job for you. And again, the reason I chose Monterey or whatever the trucking company was because of their reviews. They came out on top. And I'm not the only one. The Honda dealer, I bought my son and his wonderful wife a Honda Odyssey for their kids. The Honda dealer, we finished, they were fine. It was a nice dealership. They said, Mr. Powers, we're going to be sending you a review. Is there any reason you can't give us a 5-star review? Now that is bold. I said, I don't see any reason. You're going to get it in the next 2 days. If for whatever reason you can't give us a 5-star, before you give us a 4-star, would you call us so we can make it right? Because in the car world, a 4-star review is a 0 review. Do you see how the world works, guys? Now, there are 4 Honda dealers close to me in these mountain areas. We chose the Honda dealer that had the best reviews. We didn't talk to the other 3 and did a comparison. I let the crowdsource. And the car was whatever it is, $45,000, $50,000. They made a $50,000 sale just because they had the best reviews. So if you want to incentivize them, you can do that. But again, if you talk to the Amiables and Expresses and you use their language, help me, assist me, families, look, see, saw, you're going to get a better response. Let's go to number 7. You must respond to all reviews. Tara, are you hearing this? Every review, good or bad, has to have a response. You can't just respond to the bad ones. So let's go to Sydney because she's really smart. Sydney, what's the number 1 need of all expressives?
They want attention. They want to be the center of attention and people to notice them.
You beg them, you used expressive language, they gave you a review, they text you. I put the review up. Did you see it? You better respond. Not only did I see it, I gave you a great response. So Sydney, what is my first name?
Steve.
That's how all your responses should be that are positive. Use the client's first name. It shows you know who they are. Not that patent shit you see from a restaurant. Thank you for your review. We take all reviews seriously. We strive to do that. Steve, thank you kindly for your 5-star review. You were the one that was wonderful to work with. You and Bernadette, please enjoy your beautiful house with the pool. You want the world to know that not only do you get a review, you respond to it because they read 2 or 3 reviews on you. And if they show that you're engaged with them, you got the job. Number of views, 5 stars, and your response. Now, periodically, Kelly, not you, but the rest of the people on here, because I can't imagine anyone would. Periodically, Kelly, will the other people on this call get a bad review even though they don't deserve it?
Maybe.
There's no maybe. The answer is yes.
Just trying to be nice.
You start out with really 3 question marks, and then you make a nice statement which shows there are putts. The best one was a Charlie Steakhouse, 5-star restaurant. I look at it and they got a 1 star. And it was something like, what kind of restaurant is near Disney World and doesn't have enough child seats for all of the children? With everybody brings a family. And the answer was perfect. He said, understand you're upset. When you showed up at 9 p.m. for a party of 10, we were unaware you had 6 additional children. We didn't have 6 additional high chairs at 9 p.m. We'll do everything we can in the future to try to rectify this. Thank you for your input. And you read that and go, what kind of person shows up at 9 o'clock at night and wants 6 high chairs? They made it to the world show that this person who gave a 1 star is an asshole. Really? We wrote 4 contracts for you over full price. Not one of them got accepted because you're only putting 3% down and you're mad at us? Fair enough. We brought you 6 contracts in 90 days. You didn't accept any of them because you wanted to get more than full price in today's market? Fair enough. It's a response that shows the world that this person's an idiot without making them want to redo their review. Let's go to number 8, please. Leverage social media. I had a great conversation with Adam Prather earlier, and we were talking about how to do expireds. And I said, are you DMing Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, and I said Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and LinkedIn. Are you DMing the expireds? And he goes, well, some of them. I said, so here's the problem. When you direct message them on something on LinkedIn, people are going to look up your profile on LinkedIn, aren't they, Ray? And if you have a weak profile on social media, they're not going to respond to you. But if your LinkedIn profile is decent and strong, if your Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok are strong, they see that you know what you're doing. This is today's world. So understand, Michael Guerrero, you ready, Michael? Take us off mute for a minute.
What's the latest and greatest, Mr. Powers?
So many things I'm not responsible for. How are you, sir?
Living the dream, brother. Thank you.
How old are you?
I just literally, I'm sorry for the way I dressed, but I am in my home office, and I got your text message, and I was like, what's this? And I was like, cool, let's jump on. And then here I am with you guys.
There you are. So hopefully you'll join us back in coaching. So Michael, in April of last year, there was a huge demographic shift. Do you know what it was?
No. Mm-mm.
Millennials now outnumber baby boomers.
Oh, yeah, that's scary.
It is, but it's the fact of life. And the baby boomers are dying off, and the millennials will be the next market for the next 10 to 20 years. And Michael, I'm going to say this, the people I coach have heard this, but I'll ask you, Michael, are you smarter than a cockroach?
Yes, but not as, yeah. Well,
Why
yes.
can't you get a cockroach to do what you want?
I don't speak the language. I don't know what to say, and that's usually the problem. Is if you don't know what to say, you're never gonna.
It's not so much to say, I don't know how to have the millennial find me.
Okay.
See, the millennial doesn't pick up the phone anymore, Michael.
No,
Baby boomers,
I don't.
they grew up with a beige wall-mounted sandstone kitchen phone with a rotary dial. When the phone rang, it was a magical time. It could be anything. Baby boomers love to answer the phone.
Right.
Millennials hate it.
They don't know how. Now the Gen Z don't even know how to use the telephone, the phone. Really, that's not even a telephone. It's just a cell.
And so we have to play the game that we're in, Michael. The game we're in, we must need reviews and we must need stars. And so if the millennial goes on Facebook and you get a DM, you DM the millennial about their house on Facebook, and you don't have a Facebook page and you don't have a presence, you're gone. You have no cred to them. So we have to leverage social media. Would you go to the next one, please, Justin? Use client testimonials in our marketing. Guys, I can't stress this enough. We are in a society that believes other people's opinion matters more than their research. They're crowdsourcing. That's why Yelp is so wonderful, and Google. When someone like Steve Beagle gets a testimonial, 5-star review from somebody, you put that up on your Facebook. Somebody gives you a 5-star review on Zillow, you post it on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn. You post that. People want to be with winners. For instance, I'll give you a great example. When Belichick was the coach and Tom Brady was the quarterback of the Patriots, there was never an empty seat. I'm in New England. My son was up here with his girlfriend. They've been together for 7 years. I said, hey, Will, you want to go to the Patriots game on Saturday? He goes, we won't get tickets. I'm like, dude, there are 4 rows up for sale for $100. Stadium was half full. But when you're a winner in America, you can't get to see the stadium. Like, for instance, Sydney loves the Cowboys, but you can get a Cowboys ticket for like $4 and free parking right now. Because Gordon, we love Gordon. Gordon has season tickets. He has 4 season tickets. There are games he can't even sell the tickets for value because nobody wants to go. Because in America, we don't like to be associated with losers. You guys are all winners. When somebody gives you a 5-star review, you're a winner. You got to tell the world that other people love you. Don't be shy. Put those testimonials out there. Thanks for the 5-star review. It also stops people from giving you a 1-star. If they go onto your site, Beth, and they see that you have 244 4.9 5-star and they want to give you a 1-star, maybe it ain't you. Maybe it's them, right, Beth? Up number 10, please. Provide outstanding experience post-sale. Don't love them and leave them, guys. If you're going to ask for a 5-star review, don't love them and leave them. At the same time, even if you're not going to ask for a 5-star review, we should have a 1, 7, and 30-day follow-up because sometimes they're mad and they fight with their spouse or their partner and they decide to give you a shit 1-star review because they're mad at the world and they'll take it out on you. So let's have great post-sale communications and solve a problem so they don't just post a 1-star and then we're chasing it down trying to go, what? Well, we closed on Friday. We haven't heard from you for 2 weeks. We haven't even got our closing statement. The check won't be here for 2 weeks, so they sent it to the wrong address. And they get mad at us for that, yeah? Well, he was fine selling the property, but it took over 3 weeks for us to get our money. We got to nip that in the bud. Let's talk about a couple other things. There are services out there that allow you to hire their company. 1 review goes on and they'll propagate it to the other 7 sites. One comes to play is named Birdeye, Ziddy, Z-I-D-Y, Trustpilot. Trustpilot's mostly email, so it doesn't work that well, okay? What was that, Gabriel? Could you put that back up on? Oh, I'll check. So you can hire these companies that will post 1 review on the other sites, and they work sometimes. Does a home need to be under contract? It depends on it. I got 5 stars, yay. It depends on, for Zillow, it has to close in most cases. In Zillow, they have to have closed the property to give the review. Google, you can get a review anytime on anything. For instance, a lot of you who are coached by me, we've gone on this individually on our coaching calls. You send me a text, I'll give you a 5-star review. Anybody can. So Brian from Tulsa, Oklahoma. How you doing, Brian? Hello, Brian Roddy from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Can you take us up for a sec?
Sorry about that.
I got to tell you that Sylvester Stallone is making your city quite popular, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
I'm telling you, we love that show.
Me too.
Yeah.
So Brian, you look real popular. Do you have a brother?
I do. Yes.
Your brother can give you a 5-star review on everything but Zillow. He can give you, do you have a sister?
Yes.
She can give you 5-star reviews. You got any kids?
Yes. I
They
do.
can give you 5-star reviews. You see,
Okay.
guys, I play
Yeah.
golf with people. At the end of 9 holes, they love me for a variety of reasons. Like, hey, can I borrow your phone for a minute? Sure. Steve Powers is a fantastic real estate agent. Can't imagine not using anyone else. Hire Steve. 5 stars is not enough. Do you mind saying this about me? Sure. Send. Here's your phone back. Thanks. I can get a 5-star review from anybody on Google. Yes, Sydney.
Hey, I have a suggestion. Why doesn't everybody go to their phone right now and type in Watson Powers coaching and everybody give us a 5-star review on Google?
There you go. See how simple that was, guys? On Google, anybody can give you a review. If your parents are alive, grab their phone and just use their phone. They don't care. I coached this wonderful gentleman. Oh my gosh, he was fun. And the next week he had 52 reviews. I said, Juan, how'd you get 52 reviews? And his words, not mine. He goes, Holmes, we had a party, Holmes. I shut the music off. No beer, no music. I texted everybody. Everybody give me a 5-star review or the party ends. And don't use your last name. We don't need 55 Lopez's. And he got a 5-star review from 55 people. Now, for the next week, everyone who looks at Google will see you got 55 reviews in 1 week. Not important, because if he adds 2 to 4 a week, 2 to 4 a month, they get pushed down. People only read the last 3, guys. The number of reviews and the number of stars that matter. Every week, and this is where I talked to Tara earlier, you've got to spend a few minutes and go through your Google reviews, Zillow reviews, Yelp reviews, Realtor.com reviews, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and LinkedIn. You have to physically stop and say, who did I not get a review from this week? I can. And again, it's work, guys. But that's how the world's going to be hiring us for the next 20 years, whether you like it or not. Whether you like it or not. If you ever go to a restaurant, let's go to Aaron. Hello, Aaron. Say hi to everybody.
Hey, everybody.
Aaron, you ever use Yelp to pick a restaurant in an area you may not be familiar?
I do.
If they last review was 4 months ago, do you go there?
Typically not. I'll probably pick one that's sooner.
You guys hear that?
More recent.
You can't have reviews that are 4 years old. You can't have your last real estate review be in September of this year on any of those sites. Because they immediately go, no one's reviewed you in 4 months, maybe you're no longer doing real estate. Now, here's the hard one. Most of us use a CRM, yes? You're going to have to take this serious, and you're going to have in the CRM, Mr. Google review, Mr. TikTok review, Mr. LinkedIn review. Why? Because when I call Mr. as a past client in May, I realized he hasn't given me a Zillow review. I now know I can ask him for the Zillow review in May. I can't just get one review. I got to try to get you to give me 3, 4, 5 reviews. And I can't ask him to do it all today. This is a long-term process. This is how the world works, guys. Whether the world works, whether we like it or not, we've got to work on the reviews for a few minutes every week. Whenever there's a listing taken, I got to find the meatloaf moment during the time they're happy with to get that review. And where do I want to put it? Do I want it on Facebook? Do I want it on Zillow? And then I got to keep track. They gave me these 2 places. Let me ask for another place 3 months from now. So as you can see, all the things that we were taught in real estate are important. And this is right there at the top of the list to get business, guys. Because where they used to say, who's your realtor? And they get a phone number and call us. Then who's your realtor? They would Google us. And they would check our website to make sure we had credibility. Like Steve Viegel, you remember Homes and Land magazine? I had 4 full pages in that thing. Why? Because it showed I had credibility. It cost $2,800 a month for 4 pages, and the average commission was $2,800. But the selling and buying public would see the number of pages I had and say, that person has cred. Look at all the properties. And then they'd go to your website and say, look how great their website is. This person knows what they're doing. And now they don't do any of that. Now they just go to the reviews and stars. And they let the world decide if they should hire you. And what happens is the more reviews you get, the more stars you get, the more reviews 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 you get. And then the more business you get. When you get above a certain number with Zillow, it's 300. When you get 300 Zillow reviews, they start texting you, I need to sell my house. Can you list it? They don't even question you anymore. And if you go to your area, so let's go to Adam, because Adam is one of the strongest agents I know. We had a great call today. Adam is owning a real estate company. He's buying it out by the end of this year. So we're working on his individual business and to own the company and run it. So Adam, can you do me a favor?
Yes, sir.
Go to Zillow.com.
Already there.
All right. How many reviews do you have?
I have 44,
And how long you been in real estate?
a little over 8 years.
So what's 44 divided by 8?
Not sure.
Well,
About
5.
5, all right.
So the way I did my math is every 2 to 3 months somebody gives you a review. That's not a great track record, is it?
No, sir. And I was going to ask you about that. I switched from Zillow. Now I'm in Google. So which one should I start with?
All of them, because you don't get to determine which one they look at. You guys understand that? Now, Google and Zillow are the big two. Realtor.com, depends on how many ads are on TV. Okay. But you got to concentrate on Google and Zillow first and the other ones, because the millennials, and I told you the guys the story, my son and his girlfriend, they bought a house in Sebring. They got a bunch of work to do because they're transforming the house it's a fixer-upper, and they bought a beautiful house. They don't even use Google, Facebook chat for everything. She gets on Facebook chat, who's a good tiler that knows what they're doing? And they had 3 tilers immediately say, I can do the job. Here are my projects. The tilers are watching Facebook chat. They don't even have websites. Now, the gentleman they chose doesn't speak English, and I speak enough Spanish to not get very far. We use a translator. He says, no, my AI program looks for tiling jobs, tiling work, and as soon as Facebook, somebody goes on, the AI on Facebook tells him, here's a job, and he immediately DMs him, I can do it. That's his entire job are based on Facebook chat. We have to adapt to where the customers are looking, yes? Now, it doesn't mean we don't prospect, and it doesn't mean we don't send postcards, and it doesn't mean we don't follow up. It doesn't mean we don't email. But it does mean if you don't do this, you're going to be out of business. Because the ones who have the money, the millennials, Michael, they determine how they look you up, not you. And we adapt or die, right, guys? Well, I like that. Thank you, Ray. So, guys, we stay ahead of things because this is how we have to be. A lot of things we talk about people don't like because they prefer to be coached on things they're comfortable with and things they've learned in the past. But 2025 is not last year. 2025 is 2025. Like Sydney has designed this. I mean, honest to God, I couldn't be more proud of her. We challenged Sydney to give us a 90-day, 12-week program for recruiting, so that we could have the best recruiting program in North America, and nothing. We have to use AI and social media and videos, and we got the blueprint for what she wants to provide. And let me tell you, it's not 2025, it's 2027. And we're going to have to actually tone some of it down because people can't handle some of the stuff she wants to teach. And when are you going to start that, Sydney?
We're going to start it on March the 1st.
And so it's a group program. It's really inexpensive, but we're not going to regurgitate the things you have before. We're going to give you the stuff that works. But guys, if we're not using AI, if we're not using recording studios, if we're not using social media to recruit, and we're all depending on calling people who don't pick up the phone, we're out of business. Honest to God, we have a wonderful program that gives us leads for coaching. Sydney, we get what, 5, 6 a day?
Mm-hmm.
1 out of 6 picks up the phone when we call. These are people who said, I'm interested in your coaching. We call and they don't pick up the phone. But they will respond to social media requests. Because our new coaching clients are between 30 and 45 years old. And that's what we're designing. And we're designing our company so the people want to make millions of dollars who want to use the latest and greatest technology. We have to provide it for them. So Mitch, you said luxury people generally won't give you a review, correct?
Yes, I said that.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right. And we talked about this, Mitch. Mitch is a great agent in Charlotte, and we're working with him and we have 2 businesses for Mitch. His Toyota business, which is the basic real estate, and his Lexus business, which is luxury. So we're working on combining and separating those 2 businesses. So Mitch, we talked about this. What personality style are most people who can afford a $3 million house on Lake Norman?
Driver.
And they don't give reviews. What's
Nope.
the other personality style?
Analytical.
And they don't give reviews.
Nope.
So what we talked about was, Mitch, making sure that you kiss ass to the spouse, because the spouse is generally an expressive or an amiable, and that's the one we go after, not the dominant one who can afford the house, but the one who is married to the one or partner. And that's what we'll work on with you, Mitch, okay?
Yep. It's just sometimes, Steve, it's hard to get access to the spouse because the driver's usually handling the whole thing.
Yeah, but I'll show you how to do it. I coached a wonderful guy named Tommy Love. And Tommy Love called me and he said, I need your help. I have this wonderful house where at 3-1, the counter's 2-9, they should take it. I said, well, have you talked to the wife? He says, I can't. She's a Muslim. I said, okay, well, we got to respect them. I said, do you have both of their phone numbers on the file? He says, yeah. Call her by mistake. So he called her and she answered the phone, but as soon as she answered, he went, and I don't remember his name, but I'll say it's Jim. Jim, it's Tom. We got 2.9. You should take it. And she immediately go, no, this isn't Jim. This is a spouse. Oh my gosh, I have 2 phone numbers on the file. I called the wrong one. And she goes, Tommy, there's no mistakes. I'm going to be home today at 5 o'clock from shopping. Why don't you come at 4:45? I'll come home early. So Tom's explaining it to the husband in the kitchen, and he's being very, we're not taking this. You're ripping me off. I'm not doing it. And his wife walked in with another $10,000 worth of shopping stuff she did. And she said, hi, Tom, how are you? What are we doing? And did you sell the house? Oh, you are the most wonderful husband in the world. You are the king. I'm so happy. I'm so lucky. We're going to buy the new house. And she says to Tom, I'll take the contract. And then as she walked away, where the husband couldn't see, she winked at Tom. There's always a way to talk to the spouse, Mitch. And I'll work with you on that, okay? But guys, from the day you list the property, you're thinking, how do I get 5-star reviews? Provides exceptional service so you deserve it. Don't ask for a 5-star if you don't deserve it. Fair enough? Questions on these 10 points?
Hey, Coach, Aaron Monza.
Hey, Aaron.
So in regards to the post-sale communications, what does that look like?
Depends who they are, buyer or seller.
Seller.
And are they staying local? They move out of the area.
Local.
So is it the 1, 7, or 30 day I'm calling them? Is it the day after closing, a week after closing, or 30 days after closing?
Let's say a week after.
Ring, ring, ring.
Hello.
Hello, Aaron Manza, your realtor and friend, Steve Powers. How are you today?
Hey, Steve. We're okay. Just settling in.
Excellent. Well, Aaron, first of all, on behalf of myself and my team, we wanted to call and say thank you for allowing us to be of service. We had our closing last week on Thursday. Did the title company get you your check?
We did, yeah.
Nice. So it's been 7 days. You said you're settling down. What questions do you have about the after process, if any?
Well, what's the after process?
Well, I mean, you got your check. Is there anything else you're concerned about, taxes or anything?
Got it. Okay. So yeah, supplemental taxes. What about that?
Well, it depends on the tax situation. So tell me, and then we just go down that path and provide service.
Right.
I'm just providing expertise and service. And Aaron, based on what you're saying, would it be fair to say you were happy with our service?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you guys did great.
And give me a personality style, Aaron.
Analytical.
If I sent you a text now, would you be able to read it?
I think I can do that.
Good, I just sent it. Did you get it?
Let me check. Yep.
Excellent. Now, there should be 5 stars on there. Based on the service provided, we got you over full price by 8%, and we sold your house in 90% of the time everybody else took. Is there any reason you couldn't give me a 5 star?
I don't think so.
All right, click on the 5 star, would you please?
You want me to click on it?
Yeah, click on it. Does it show 5 stars now?
It does.
Now, below that, could you list 3 or 4 things you are happy with our service? So when people read your description of the services, they're going to see, based on your experience, that we know what we're doing. Could you do that for us?
I can.
All right. And then you don't need to do more than 5 lines. If you want 4 lines, it's funny. 5 is excellent. And let's see, right now it's 12:57, yes?
Yep. Uh-huh.
It takes on average 60 to 70 minutes for Google to upload this. So I'm going to check it today about 2:30 and make sure that your work was documented. Fair enough?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I should do it right now.
See how simple that was, guys?
Yeah, that was great. Thanks, Coach.
I can't stress it. I got 8 places I need reviews. He just gave me an opening to get one. I'm going to pick one right now, and I have to have the ability to pull it up on Yelp, Google, Zillow, and send it to him right now. Not I'll do it later, because if I do it in 5 minutes, will they ever do it, Aaron?
They after you hang up, they won't do it.
Got to do it while they're on the phone. So, Justin, could you do us a huge favor? Could you send out these top 10 points to everybody who made this call today? So they'll have the 10 points. Any questions on this, guys? Because like I said, I'm in New Hampshire and it's cold and I have nothing to do. So is there any questions on this at all? Got it all figured out? And try not to do mass. I'm telling you, you send a mass email to everybody, you're going to get a lot of 2 stars and 3 stars. People weren't happy with you and you didn't know it. And they're going to use this. They're fighting with their spouse and they'll take it out on you. Do one at a time. Control the narrative. Okay, guys?
I got an idea. Can I share?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just thinking of an idea here. What if we had a Google Doc that basically had the first name, the last name, the market, maybe an example of your marketing, like 4 columns. Everybody could see it. And then everybody reciprocally reviews everybody. Wouldn't that be a quick way to get like 50 reviews like that?
It would be. Why don't you send it to me, Ray? I'll do it.
Okay, I'll set it up, send it to you. We can work with our community to make it happen.
You see why I love my analyticals? Ray's got his shit down, guys. Let me tell you. Ray is, he's incredible. I decided to upgrade the Chat GBT, and anybody want to guess who I texted which upgrade I should take? I texted Ray, he gave me a good 3 different ways to do it and told me the best one. So Ray said, this is the one you want to pick? So I just did it. We have to lean on people.
I'll get it done in the next couple of days. So
Why don't you take care of it next week, Ray? And I'll tell you why, because between now and Sunday, I want the people in your market to hire you. And if you're sending me this, they don't have the opportunity to meet you, because as much as I love Watson Powers, we're more concerned about you than we are about us. So take care of your food first before you worry about feeding us, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
So guys, if you're in Watson Powers, we really appreciate you. If you're not, we'd appreciate the opportunity to show you what we can do. 2025 is going to be a fantastic year. We have great events planned. We have a wonderful event planned in April for how to sell property. We have another great event planned in June. We have a business planning event planned in November. And these aren't your typical sit in a chair for 4 days and be sold something. We're not selling anything. All we're doing is selling you on you. So thank you for watching. Thank you for spending some time with us. It's January 2nd. There are 364 more days this year to make money. Let's attack, attack, attack. Fair enough?
Thank you.
Fair enough. Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Steve.
Thanks, Steve.